My name is Dan Hosier and I'm an amateur trick shot artist. These are the level 2 draw strokes. Starting with these level 2 shots, you're going to really be developing your draw stroke to have a nice, smooth, and consistent draw stroke. So have a good time with these. Shot 2A is a very pure draw stroke. What we're going to do is pocket the 1, draw the cue ball back to pocket the 2 in the opposite corner. For setup, the 1 goes on the 1 diamond by 1 diamond intersection, and the cue ball is on the other side of the center of the table between the 3rd diamond and the 1st diamond. I typically put that at the 2nd diamond because that gives me a nice consistent setup. So when I'm making adjustments, I'm only changing one thing. Next thing I do is I aim the number 1, which I'm going to use as a target of the 1 ball, straight down so that it would hit the 2. While I'm here, let me talk about adjustments a little bit. If I find myself missing off to the short rail side, then I can turn the target more towards the long rail. And vice versa. If I find myself hitting the long rail first, then I can move my target towards the short rail. But what I'm going to do here is just put it right back so that it's pointing straight down to the 2. Now that number 1 on the ball is my target for where I would cue through. So if I was to shoot all the way through the ball and into the 1, what I would want is for the tip of my cue to hit the number 1. That's very different than aiming so that the cue ball would hit where the target is. If you do that, you're actually going to miss the 1, and the cue ball would most likely hit this rail. So aiming so my cue goes through the target, withdraw, and a little bit of left, probably 630, straight through that target, very loose backhand. In shot 2B, what we're going to do is try to pocket the 1 in the corner pocket. Obviously, that's going to be tough to do because the 15's in the way, and so what we're going to do is use draw to put follow on the 1, causing the 1 to go through the 15 into the corner pocket. Let's talk about the setup. The 15 is frozen to the rail on the 1st diamond. The 1 has to be kind of behind the 15. In other words, we have to have the 1 blocked. You can't just do that and shoot the 1 in directly. So it has to be behind the 15. And where I put that is I lay my cue across the 15, the edge of the 15, and through the 2nd diamond. And I just bring the 1 straight up to that. Where I lay my cue is at the 3/4 diamond. I'm sorry, the 1 3/4 diamond. So what I usually do is find 1 1/2, and then I can see where 1 3/4 is. So I'm going to lay my cue against the 1 and have it go through the 3/4 diamond. And the cue ball is going to go on that same line. Now every time I shoot this shot, I try to aim on a full ball hit on the 1. If I miss, I don't adjust by where I aim, I actually adjust by where I put the cue ball. So let's talk about that really quickly. If I shoot and the 1 goes right to the short rail, that means I've come in too steep at it. So I've pushed too much into it. Then what I would do is when I'm setting it up, instead of at the 1 3/4, I might cheat towards the 1 1/2 side of things. On the opposite side, if the 1 goes, never gets to the rail but hits the long rail, then I've hit too shallow and I can increase the angle more towards the 2 diamond side of things. So what I'm going to do is aim for a full ball hit on the 1, straight 6 o'clock draw, very loose backhand, and fire. Shot 2C is a pretty unique shot. What we're going to do is bank the 1 into the side pocket, but before the 1 gets there, we're going to intentionally scratch the cue ball into the same side pocket. To do that, you're going to need quite a bit of draw on the cue ball. The requirement for the setup is the 1 is on the 3rd diamond by 2nd diamond intersection, and the cue ball is in hand. Where I put that is so that the line of centers goes right through the point of the side pocket. When I'm aiming this shot, I don't think about the 1. I think instead about the cue ball and getting the cue ball to come off the 1 into the side pocket. Once I've found my aiming point for that, all I need to do is shoot the shot. In order to shoot it, you want to shoot with a fairly soft and gentle draw stroke. If you hop the cue ball, it's going to stall a little bit before coming back, which isn't going to give you time. The 1 will end up hitting the cue ball. So you need to hit with a fairly gentle draw stroke to get the cue ball to come off almost immediately into that side pocket. For 2 of these shots, we're going to be setting the 1 ball up on the intersection of some diamonds. In 2A, it's on the intersection of the 1 by 1, and on 2C, it's on the intersection of the 3 by 2. And so what I'm going to do is start with the 1 pretty close, and you can see I've placed some balls right on the diamond. So this is on the rail on the 3rd diamond, rail on the 3rd diamond, rail on the 2nd, rail on the 2nd. And then just by getting down and looking at the shot, I can see if I'm lined up or not. So here we can see I'm quite a bit over to the right on the 1. So I'm going to move that over a bit. Get back down, look at it, and that's pretty close. Now I'm coming across and doing the same thing. And again, I'm pretty close, so that would get me there. Now if I was too far over to the side, you can see that again. And so anytime you touch the ball, you want to check it again with where you're looking, and then check it again on the other side. And that'll tell you if you're lined up exactly where you need.